Hello, and welcome to Barry Nerd Corner. I want to apologize up front. I sound a little bit nasally because I've been sick all week, but I needed to get this video done, so here I am recording this voiceover now. If you don't know me, my name is Brandon, and this is my attempt to beat Pokemon Emerald using only Rival May's Pokemon. Rival May is the female rival in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. As a result, she has a decent variety of Pokemon, especially since Emerald gave her brand new team combinations. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire even add one new member in the post-champion match. These are all the Pokemon that Rival May uses in the games. As you can see, I have pretty good type coverage, but nothing too amazing. Some of these are Pokemon that I've barely used, so I'm excited to give them a shot. Anyway, the rules are simple. I can only use Pokemon that May uses as a rival in the games. I'm including Raichu from Oros to add a bit more variety, and I'm allowing all Pokemon to reach their final evolutions. It's not my fault that Game Freak never gave you a fully evolved rival battle with her until Oros. Otherwise, standard Hardcore Nuzlocke rules apply. Only the first viable encounter per area is allowed. Any fainted Pokemon must be released immediately, no items in battle mode must be kept on set, and no overleveling past the next gym leader's ace. Before I get started, comment down below and tell me your favorite in-game rival. I'll tell you mine at the end. Without further ado, let's jump into Emerald and see if Rival May could beat the region of Hoenn in a Hardcore Nuzlocke. Starting the game, we meet Professor Birch, name ourselves May, and move to Little Root Town. We set the clock, miss the news, meet the neighbors, and start our habit of picking up every random item we see lying on the ground. Brendan stops us before going to help his dad catch Pokemon by playing on his computer. We try to leave town only to witness a grown man being chased by a raccoon, and now comes the crucial decision, our starter. I love all the starters in Hoenn, but I've decided to go with Mudkip. I plan to play through Hoenn again using Ash and May's teams from the anime, so those will let me use the other two starters. Plus, Rival May has some cool grass and fire Pokemon at her disposal. Anyway, after fending off the raccoon with our water monster, we name him June and agree to meet Brendan, who of course challenges us to a battle. He obviously uses Trico. A critical hit gives us an early lead, and 3 tackles take down the Gecko monster. I return to the lab where Brendan was bragging about his loss. Okay, dude. Then Birch brags about Brendan's extensive experience as a trainer, despite only having a level 5 starter. Okay, dude. We received the Pokedex, a handful of Pokeballs, and the running shoes from Birch, Brendan, and Mom. Now it's time to expand the team. On Route 103, we catch a Wingull and name him July. On Route 102, we catch a Lotad and name her August. Then we clear the route of noob trainers before running errands in Petalburg. We run into Dad, help Wally catch a Pokemon, and meet the mysterious Sunglasses Man. Then we move on to grab more Pokemon. A Taillow named September on Route 104, and a Shroomish named October in Petalburg Woods. These are 2 of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon, so I'm super excited to use them. Now we have a quite full team, but we won't have any new captures until after the 3rd gym. In the woods, we find a strange man who likes a Shroomish. Hey, same. He's accosted by Team Aqua, but September makes quick work of him. We take down another 1%er outside the woods and jump straight to Rustboro City. We take the Quick Claw from an untrustworthy man and head straight for the gym to face Roxanne. Before that, we run into double battles in the gym, which is a feature that I really liked in Emerald. I love facing a tag team of 2 different trainers. Roxanne leads with a pair of Geodude against October. He obliterates them both with Absorb, leaving Roxanne with her Ace Nosepass. It's a bit more bulky, so we leech Seed and Stun-Spore at first. June tags in to blind the rock Pokemon, before dousing it with water to claim our first gym badge. Upon leaving the gym, we see a familiar sight, a Team Aqua grunt accosting Mr. Shroomish, having stolen his goods. We fight our way through Route 116 and corner the grunt in Rusturf Tunnel, having added kidnapping to his list of crimes. June quickly defeats him and evolves into Marshtomp. Super exciting. Mr. Briny shows up to reclaim his kidnapped Pico and offers to give us a ride to Dewford Town. We return the goods to Mr. Shroomish, who takes us to his boss, Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone rewards us for this favor by asking for 2 more favors and giving us a glorified Nokia. Brendan is just chilling outside the Pokemart as we go to leave. I decide to take him on, and October just dominates him. 2 Mega Drains take out Wingull, then we paralyze Trico before tackling him to death, only taking 1 quick attack in the process. Mr. Briny then takes us to Dewford Town, but Dad interrupts the peaceful boat ride to give us his number 2. In Dewford, we take on Brawley, the fighting-type gym leader. I have a very simple plan for this, so let's take him down. Guts boosted wing attack does just that, smacking down his Machop, Meditite, and Makuhita in 1 hit each. We next explore Granite Cave to find Steven, Delivering the letter, he gives us the TM for Steel Wing, then bets that we can become the Pokemon League champion, which is an interesting thing for a champion to say. Reporting back to Mr. Stone, he gives us the experience share for running his errand. This should help level up less useful Pokemon, I'm looking at you, August, without much worry. Mr. Briny takes us to Slateport City where our journey can continue. On the beach, we find the Seashore House. We clear out the 3 trainers with relative ease and earn a prize. A 6-pack of Soda Pop. Dude, don't encourage my Dr. Pepper addiction. My wife will not be happy about this. We leave the house without buying any more soda, clear out some more trainers, and run into Team Aqua at the museum. The grunt we beat up before gives us the TM for Thief before we battle 2 of his friends. The battles give August enough experience to evolve into Lombre. We then meet Team Aqua boss Archie, before Captain Stern heals our Pokemon and Batman's away when we aren't looking. We also meet Scott again as we leave, who recognizes our potential and gives us his number. Neat. Our travels continue north, where a bunch of trainers await. They give enough experience for September to evolve into Swallow, which is one of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon, remember? Next is a notorious rival battle, but I have September. She smacks all of Brennan's Pokemon into the dirt, taking them down with 1 wing attack each. We finish our trek to Mauville City, and along the way, October evolves into Breloom and learns Mach Punch. Talk about a powerhouse. In the city, there's a bunch to do. We trade a Harper Mail for a coin case, we pick up the HM for Rock Smash from the Rock Smash dude, we receive the Acrobike from Rydell, we beat up Wally in front of his uncle, and we impress Scott with our willingness to beat up a friend's Pokemon ruthlessly. What a busy day! After taking out some more trainers, it's time for another gym. This one has June going up against Watson's electric types. Voltorb, Electrike, and Magneton all fall to a single hit. Manectric manages to put up a bit of a fight with a Citrus Berry and a few Howl-boosted quick attacks, but eventually he falls to a critical hit Mudshot, giving us badge number 3. With a Dynamo badge in hand, we can use Rock Smash outside of battle. That means that August is finally useful to us. We first detour to Verdanturf Town and back into Rusturf Tunnel to reunite a pair of long-lost lovers, giving us the HM for strength. Then it's time to head north toward the next gym and our next encounters. North of Mauville, we encounter the Windstrait family, who challenges us to a series of battles. September puts the smackdown on them, and they invite us to stay a while, probably to poison us after such a humiliating defeat. Pressing on, we clear out several more trainers, one of which includes an interview for television. We also catch our next team member, November the Numel. Dope alliteration for now. Right after that, July evolves into a Pelipper, but the team upgrades don't stop there. We jump ahead to Route 113 to catch a Slugma, whom we nicknamed December. We then backtrack to the Fiery Path to catch another of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon, Torkoal. He will be called January, and I'm definitely adding him to the team when we get to Fall Arbor Town. Grabbing January, we head to Route 114 to find Professor Cosmo at Meteor Falls. We also find Team Magma and Aqua, who head to Mount Chimney to chuck a meteorite into the volcano. We follow suit, take down some grunts, and fight Magma admin Maxie. First is Mightyena against September, who takes the Intimidate and deals some light damage. I then switch for October, who punches the dog into the volcano. Camerupt comes out and only causes a few small tremors, which is not safe on the top of a volcano, before also getting punched into the volcano. Maxie's last Pokemon is Zubat, so I bring in Jude. He nearly knocks himself into the volcano, so I swap for July. He smacks the bat around with his birdie appendages, winning us the fight. Maxie and Archie both leave, so I naturally take the meteorite out of the strange machine. And, I have 2 questions. 1, who built this machine? And 2, why is there a machine that forces the volcano to erupt just sitting here? Why is nobody doing something about this? Anyway, we descend the volcano and arrive in Lavaridge Town and head straight to the hot springs to relax. While getting ready for the gym, I noticed that all my Pokemon somehow contracted Pokerus. Seems like they weren't socially distancing, even in their Pokeballs. I also return the meteorite to Professor Cosmo. He gives us the TM for return, which we teach to September. I get everyone up to the level cap of 29 and start the battle with Flannery. Her first Pokemon is Numel against June. Water Gun makes quick work of it and brings out Slugma. The Slug sets up some sun, so June switches to slinging dirt in its face to extinguish it. Flannery brings out her Camerupt, but a couple handfuls of mud are enough to send it back to its Pokeball. Her last Pokemon is Torkoal. I start slinging mud, and both Pokemon exchange crits in the first turn. I swap out a few turns later for July, who fights through Paralysis and Love to spin on the tortoise and earn us our 4th gym badge. That was a weird sentence to say. On the way back to Petalburg for the next gym, we run into breeder Lydia, whom I forgot to battle earlier. And October brutally defeats her entire team with Mach Punch. Now it's time to fight Dad. He leads with an annoying Spinda, and I start with October. A held Personberry cures confusion after the stupid bear manages to survive a punch in the face. One punch later, though, and it's down for the count. Norman tries his Vigoroth, who also falls to the infamous 1-2 punch. His third Pokemon is a Lanoon, so I keep swinging with October. I switch to Mega Drain to restore some health before knocking out the Raccoon. Last is Slaking, who does heavy damage with Facade. October Leech Seeds it, then swaps for January to stall it out. I alternate between Curse and Protect to power up and avoid any counter nonsense from slacking. I also sap some HP with Leech Seed. A few turns later, a boosted Body Slam defeats my father. Wally's dad enters to interrupt my triumph, whisking us away to rattle on about how Wally is healthier than ever or whatever. He does, however, give us the HM for Surf, which will be handy. We travel to Route 118 to grab the Good Rod. While there, we beat up Gabby and Ty again and have another killer TV interview. And with that, it's time for a new team member. We return to Slateport City and fish. And fish. And fish. And fish. And fish. Until we find a Whalmer. We capture her, name her February, and add her to the team to replace August. She gets the experience share to be an experience sponge so we don't exceed the level cap. After that, we travel east again and run into Steven. Again, he's kinda coy about the possibility of us meeting again before running off. We continue north to Route 119 and against all better judgment, go into the long grass.
Not into the long grass!
Fortunately, instead of raptors, we find our next teammate, March the Tropius, who is actually kind of like a dinosaur. I might switch him in sometime to use something a bit new and unusual. Farther north, I find the Weather Institute and defeat a bunch of Team Aqua goons, ironically with June. I take down the admin Shelly and am rewarded with a cast form. Unfortunately, Rival May never used one, so that has to go away immediately. We leave the Institute and run into Brendan, but he's still no match for September. Dude, fill out your team a bit more. A couple of things of note happen after this. Another rematch with Gabby and Ty, in which they manage to hit a Thunder Wave, and another meeting with Steven, who gives us the Devon scope. The next major event is the gym battle with Winona. She sends out Swablu against July. Ice Beam easily takes down the small cloud. Winona then sends out Tropius, so I take this time to stockpile before making the dinosaur extinct again. Next is a Pelipper mirror match, but mine is clearly the superior bird. Winona's Pelipper fails to confuse me repeatedly before falling to an Ice Beam several turns later. Winona brings out Skarmory, so I stockpile and swallow to heal before drowning the bird. Her ace Altaria comes out, gets frozen immediately by Ice Beam, then scores a critical hit on Dragon Breath. 2 turns later, after a Hyper Potion, July puts the dragon on ice, earning us our 6th gym badge. I travel south to reach Lily Cove City. Along the way, June evolves into Swampert. We also see Team Aqua again before entering the Safari Zone for our final team member. It takes a little while, but eventually we find Pikachu. He escapes the first ball but stays in the second. We name him April and add him to the team instead of February. We do a quick grind to get him to learn Thunderbolt at level 26 before using a Thunderstone to evolve him to Raichu. In Lily Cove City, we have a final battle against Brendan. For the 3rd time, September slaps the snot out of his entire team. Brendan is distraught after such humiliation, quits, and goes home. We move on to Mount Pyre and take down a handful of Team Aqua grunts before reaching the most confusing part of the Hoenn plot, the colored orbs and the magma emblem. Luckily, I've played Emerald a few dozen times and know exactly where to go, but the game doesn't hold your hand here. The magma hideout is on Mount Chimney, so we head back and infiltrate. As we progress, we find the best magma grunt. He's asking all the right questions. Further into the hideout, we run into Maxie with Groudon. Groudon runs away and Maxie blames us for it. He starts a battle to get revenge, but nothing of consequence actually happens. We head to Slateport City to see Captain Stern and his new submarine. Unfortunately, Team Aqua is here to steal it. I now have to go to their hideout in Lily Cove City to stop them. I enter their hideout and find a hidden room with a nugget and a Master Ball, which I guess is cool. We also find the submarine guarded by admin Matt, who stalls us long enough for Archie to get away. Now it's back to the gym challenge. Not like anything cataclysmic or world-ending is happening. June and I surf across Route 124 to reach Moss Deep City quickly and head straight for the gym. This gym in Emerald is super cool. because it's full of double battles to prepare you for the leader battle. The duo uses Xatu and Claydol first, against June and July. I double up on Xatu, knowing that its Calm Mind tactics will mean trouble for us. I take it out on the second turn. Claydol clobbers June with Earthquake and takes heavy damage from Surf. Next turn, Claydol falls to July's Surf, who then tragically falls to a critical hit from Lunatone's Psychic. June's Surf avenges his ally's death. June and January then double team the remaining Soul Rock and take it out quickly. We've earned the 7th badge. But what a tragic loss! July, you've been so good to me. Rest well, you delightfully derpy bird. We then have freedom to explore the seas of Hoenn. We dive around a bit to find a blue shard, which we trade for a Waterstone. This lets us evolve the worthless August into an awesome Ludicolo. Yet another of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon, despite his abysmal move pool in Generation 3. After some exploring, we find the seafloor cavern while diving, where Team Aqua has set up shop. We battle several grunts and admins before finding Kyogre and Archie, who starts a fight with us as well. This battle is uneventful, so let's skip it. The fight ends with the red orb waking up Kyogre, who disappears. Apparently, the release of the two Titans created West Texas weather, which is not pleasant. Maxie walks in and acts all high and mighty as if he didn't cause 50% of the current trouble just a few hours ago. We all leave the cavern to assess the trouble. The dummies head to Sootopolis City, and Steven shows up before heading there as well. I guess I'm going there too. The scene in Sootopolis is very much like my house will be this fall when my twins are born. Utter chaos. We meet Steven and enter the Cave of Origin. There we meet Champion Wallace, who asks us the dumbest question in Emerald. Now we head off to the Sky Pillar. We wake up Rayquaza, who comes to Sootopolis and puts the twins to sleep. Archie and Maxie lament their powerlessness and leave, and Wallace gives us permission to take on the gym and his teacher, Juan. Juan leads with Love Disc, and then Celio, but both fall to Sky Uppercut from October. Kingdra comes out next, so I hit it with Leech Seed. I then spend eternity stalling it out as it uses a bunch of Double Team and spams Rest anytime it gets low on health. It eventually goes down to critical hit from June. Juan sends out Whiscash, so I switch back to October to Mega Drain for recovery. I take it out with Sky Uppercut, as well as Juan's Crawdaunt, which gives us the final badge. Cut to Victory Road and our final rival battle with Wally. Swampert makes quick work of his team. Ice Beam on Altaria and Roselia, Surf on Delcatty, Mudshot on Magneton, and Strength on Gardevoir. You know, I wish the games included more fights with Wally, but he still has a pretty cool and unique team. The rest of Victory Road isn't much of a challenge, so it's not really worth showing right now. Instead, let's skip ahead to us being ready for the Elite Four. Here's the team before we head in to face the Gauntlet. Let's see how well we can handle the Pokemon League. Sydney uses Mightyena first against October. 2 Mach Punches take it out. Then Sky Uppercut takes down Absol, and Shiftry, and Crawdaunt, and Cacturn. This was never going to be a tough fight, let's be honest. Next is the Ghost user Phoebe. Round 1 is Dusclops versus June. Dusclops takes itself out with Curse after taking heavy damage from Earthquake. Bayonet comes out and June switches out for August to avoid dying. August drowns the Ghost, bringing out Sableye, who fails to do any damage before its defeat. Phoebe's second Bayonet comes out and also falls to Surf after a few turns. Her last Pokemon is Dusclops. August tags out for April, who survives an Earthquake before tagging out for September. Aerial Ace takes down the Ghost, allowing us to move on. Now to battle Glacia, who could be trouble. She starts with a Celio and I send out October. Sky Uppercut quickly knocks it out, bringing out another Celio, who also falls to another Sky Uppercut. Next is Walrein, who also falls to Sky Uppercut. Glacia only has 2 Glalie left, and both fall to, you guessed it, Sky Uppercut. Not as much trouble as I expected, which I'll take, given who's coming next. Drake is the master of Dragon types, so we've got some work cut out for us. First up, Shelgon versus June. Ice Beam takes it out easily. Drake sends out Altaria, who dances around before also freezing to death. Drake mixes it up by sending out Kingdra, who falls to a pair of Earthquakes. June takes an Earthquake from Flygon before putting that dragon on ice as well. Last is Salance versus August, which ends with another blast of Frigid Doom. And now it's time for Champion Wallace. After some rambling, he sends out his Wailord to start a fight. August gets frozen, but immediately defrosts and drains the whale, healing herself completely. Tentacruel comes out, so I send out June and get hit by Toxic. June takes a Hydro Pump before dropping Tentacruel into a ravine. Ludicolo is next, so I send out Best Bird September. Fly takes out Ludicolo, so Wallace sends out Milotic. After another Fly, Milotic brutally murders September with Surf. You did well, September. I send out April, who stalls out a few of Milotic's recovers and takes it out with Thunderbolt. For some reason, Wallace tries his Gyarados next, but we all know how that goes. His last Pokemon is Whiscash, so August comes in to Giga Drain and win us the run. And that's it. Rival May has conquered the Hoenn region. This run was okay. Probably my least favorite so far, if I'm being honest. May's Pokemon were just so basic. I love them, but they're so basic. The Hoenn games just don't have good rivals. May and Brendan quit before they reach their potential, and you only encounter Wally as a rival twice. I don't really have much else to say. Emerald is always fun. I was pleasantly surprised at how long Pelipper survived as a solid teammate. I must say, though, that it was super weird using Mudkip's line as May. She's definitely a Torchic gal. But what do you think? Who was your favorite Pokemon that I used in this run? If you have any other recommendations or requests, leave them in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Brandon, and my favorite in-game rival is Silver. See you in the next video. Bye!